sitting on a mountain top, wondering why I came this way, waiting for the sun to rise. Yes, I'm waiting for the break of day. I look up to the sky, and what is it I see? I don't know why. Someone's up there after me. Desolation man.
We need to get these sounds right, so if you can't hear me, let me know. So the people at the back of the hall, if you can hear me, put your hands up. If you can't hear me, put your hands up. All right. Well, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another British Constitution Conference. I'm not going to tell you which number it is because I don't know. We've had conferences all over the country. We get a variety of numbers. We get 30 people, 60 people, hundreds of people. We've got a good turnout today. Obviously more conferences going around the country. All right, we formed the British Constitution Group. Our first conference was the beginning of 2009. The purpose was to make a difference, and we are making a difference. We're making a big difference. We're attracting the attention of people all over the country and all over the world. And some of you are probably aware that in Missouri they're now doing exactly the same thing that we're doing, which is encouraging people to start thinking about alternative governments, okay? Right, go online and type in Missouri and you'll see what's going on there. We need to do the same thing here, and we also communicate across the pond, so we're getting the same ideas building up on the same basic theme, which is, as I say, alternative governments. All right, so lawful rebellion. As I said, we started this movement in 2009. We promised you action, and as you probably noticed, you've been getting action. We got off to a slow start, getting things organised, talking to people, finding out how that thing was going to progress. We've now got the formula right, and from this conference on, we move forward. Right, so we, the British people, have a right to govern ourselves. We've been deprived of that right by duplicitous, deceitful, lying, and treasonous political establishment. Isn't that right?
Absolutely.
And so, we are in lawful rebellion. And that is our right, in accordance with Magna Carta, 1215, Section 61. As valid today as it was 800 years ago. But they are ignoring our laws. From here, there are three essential requirements in order to bring lawful rebellion to a successful conclusion. Now, we don't know whether that's going to be 12 months, 2 years, 3 years, or longer, but we will succeed. We need 1 million people signed up to lawful rebellion. Every day people sign up. It's getting there in stages. We want you guys to go out there and encourage people. 1 million people will provide the manpower to implement alternative governance. This will also provide the critical numbers to actually have our own alternative monetary system. And it's through our own alternative monetary system that we can fund the project, our own money. When we are once again in control of our lawful governance and our own monetary system, we will be free from the tyranny that's being forced upon us. The Lib-Lab Compact are not going to give us good governance at any time. And they are not going to give us an equitable monetary system because it's the corrupt governments and it's the criminal monetary system that feeds their greed. They are not going to kill the goose that lays their golden eggs. We have got to do it ourselves. So our project of lawful rebellion incorporates the establishment of our own system of governance. It's our own military system. It's our own common law courts. It's our own elected sheriffs. It's our own peace officers. It's our own bailiffs. And it's a process. One million people actively engaged in an alternative system of governance will quickly attract the second million. And the next million after that. Lawful rebellion has the potential to change every aspect of our lives in a positive sense. But this will only happen when we have got that critical mass number of 1 million people. It's about numbers, it's about numbers, it's about numbers. What's it about? Numbers. When there are more of us than there are of them, and we are coordinating our actions, we win. We don't need elections. We don't need to get elections in their corrupt system. We don't need to march on Parliament. We don't need to sign petitions. We don't need to go and visit members of Parliament who are corrupt and don't listen to us. We don't need any of that. We just need to build our numbers and coordinate efforts, and we simply create an alternative. An alternative, and through good example, people will say, hang on a minute, these guys have got it right. Why are we voting for these corrupt buggers? We lead by example. It really is as simple as that. Let's be perfectly clear about one thing. We do not want to replace this government. Right? We don't want to force them from office or as power, as they like to refer to it. We want to leave them there. We want to leave them there as an example of what you don't do. Okay? We want to say to people, if you want that lot, you can have that lot. But come and look at what we do and see who's doing it better. Anyone want to bet me which side they'll come to? Anyone want to bet me that they'll come flushing to us when they realise exactly how good a system can be? It's not hard to govern a country when you're honest. And the reason the system isn't working is because they're all corrupt. They're feeding their greed. So it's our intention to lead by example and show how a country can and should be run. So lawful rebellion is not an action, it's a process. It starts by building the numbers and carrying out acts of defiance in an endeavour to draw attention to the problem, to wake people up. And boy, are they asleep. They're being fed a simple comfort factor. Nice car, nice house, go to work Monday to Friday. And they don't see the real picture. It's coming behind them like a bloody big train, and they don't see it. Our job is to keep reminding them what's going on. They might laugh at us now, but he who laughs loudest. But we won't be laughing, you know, that there are fellow citizens. We're doing it for their benefit, okay? On the 7th of March 2011, in the Birkenhead County Court, we arrested a judge for contempt of court and for treason. That event marked a line in the sand. We sent a message to the powers that be that the sleeping lion was waking up. I want to tell you how much of an impact that day had for a simple example. 2 days ago, a gentleman who's actually a friend of my son's, he's a young man of 30, and he walked into the court on his own to argue council tax, all on his tog. And the magistrate court was full of police. And he wondered, what's going on here? And they told him it was for him. And he's a young man of 30, he's quite mild, calm individual. And they escorted him into the court, up to courtroom number 5. They made him stand behind the glass panel, which which is normally for criminals. And the judge said, "Are you a member of Roger Hayes' group?" And he said, "I've only come for my council tax." And of course the judge ignored him. This man was out of work and they're still trying to hit him for 700 quid. You know, they're rogues, aren't they? Yeah. Rogues in robes. He was then escorted off the premises and he couldn't wait to phone me up and tell me what happened. They're scared of us. This wide-awake lion has got a message for the corrupt judges, the corrupt senior police officers, and the corrupt politicians. And that message is, you get with the people. Respect and obey the Constitution and the rule of law, or we are coming to get you, and we are going to put you in prison, and we're going to take your fat pensions from you. Because we are the many and you are the few. Do not underestimate our resolve. We will grow, and we will grow. This thing doesn't go backwards, this thing goes forward. And at some point in time, there will be enough of us to actually dictate to these people, get in that van, go to prison, and we'll see you in 20 years. But we've got another very important message to police constables. A great number of ordinary, decent individuals. Yeah, there's some crooks in there, we know, but the vast majority think they're doing the right thing. They need to wake up. They are being used as a tool of oppression. They're standing behind thug bailiffs, demanding money from us when they're not due. They need to wake up. Stop being lackeys to a corrupt and criminal elite. Study your common law, defend it, because it's there for you as much as it's there for us. We were only able to arrest the judge because we had the numbers. I mean, you get various figures, but I think probably about 500 to 600 people were there. It took 7 days to organise, and we told everybody we weren't going to tell them what was going on. Now that's pretty bloody amazing, isn't it? 600 people turned up and they didn't know why. And neither did anyone else, but they sure know now. One website I spoke to, they got an average of about 10,000 hits a week. On that next day, it hit 500,000. We've got other spectaculars organised, and the key point is if we announce a spectacular, or if anyone else in the ether announces a spectacular, get there. It's about the numbers. Key also to the effectiveness of that day was key individuals who were actually prepared to stand up for their rights. And 4 of our guys ended up in prison. 3 of them overnight, and 1 courageous individual who refused point blank to give his name, spent 7 days in prison. Mike, are you in the room? Where are you? Not here. Yeah, stand up, Mike. Is Jay here? Where's Jay? Come on, stand up, Jay. Get up there, mate. Is Malcolm here? Where's Malcolm? Where's Malcolm? Get out. You know, it's all about these individuals have the courage to say no to these people. They don't know how to deal with that. A little story of my own, it does go back to last year, but I had the handcuffs on, marched to the police station, and the policeman said to me, "What's your name?" And I said, "I do not consent." And he said, "You don't have to consent." And I said, "I think you'll find I do." And he said, "What's your name?" And I said, "I do not consent." And then he realized I was right and he was wrong. There are those four guys going down in history. Can you imagine what we can do with 1 million people who are prepared to stand up for their rights, working to a plan? We're unstoppable. And they know it. They are already peeing their pants. What they are going to do is they're going to react. They're going to start by trying to put us in prison for a longer time for refusal to give our name. That's part of the course. But we're going to be writing to the judges and we're going to be telling them, for every day you put us in prison, we're going to come back and put you in 10 times now. We might not be able to do it today, or tomorrow, or the next day, or the day after that, but we are coming to get you. 1 million people in lawful rebellion coordinate our plans. We can stop paying our council tax en masse. We can stop paying oppressive parking and speeding tickets. No bailiff will dare come near our doors. We can arrest any judge that will not obey our demands, that they recognise our common law rights in our courts. And we can dismiss the imposition of corpus juris. We can defy the legal tyranny that's being imposed upon us. Our fishermen can fish in our waters once again unhindered. Our farmers can demand better prices from the supermarkets. We will tell the social services to stop kidnapping our kids. Or we'll take yours away. Their competence as parents is clearly in question. They're obviously mentally ill. We'll deduct the VAT from our petrol bills and just pay the balance. Is Johnny here? Hero. This gentleman is going into the petrol stations now on his Todd. And he gets a VAT receipt and he deducts the VAT and pays them the balance. Yeah. We will stop the repossession of people's homes if they fall on hard times. It is a criminal act to put any family on the street because they fall on hard times and because the greedy bankers want their homes. We could tell the councils what to do with their political correctness and their diversity training. And I'm a polite gentleman, so I'm not going to say any more. We will support English students who do not want to pay university fees and will give them equality with the Scots and the Welsh students. Yes. And the same applies to English and prescriptions. We're going to start rebuilding our nation from the bottom up for the benefit of all of us and not for the benefit of a global elite. Basically, we can do anything we want, and that's what we're going to do. Now, if you're sitting in this hall today, watching this video on the internet, and this will be on the internet, and you were urging us on to the next show of defiance, but you have not yet signed up to the British Constitution group and to lawful rebellion, then you're still part of the problem. You're not yet part of the solution. The solution is we must coordinate our efforts And that's what we're trying to do. So if any of you are still not members of the British Constitution Group, in the wider world, and you want us to defy the corruption, you must help us by signing up. That's the only way we can coordinate efforts. People standing on the sidelines expecting others to do the work is the reason that we're in the problem we're in now. We're in the mess we're in now. And a message to the wider world, driving around in nice cars, living in nice homes, if you think everything is sweet and nice, you really don't understand what's going on. Apathy combined with ignorance are our biggest enemies. We have got to get involved. The status quo is not going to continue. Things are going to get worse. We need to keep telling people about our Constitution, about common law, about corpus juris, about the police state that we now have established in this country. Yes, some people will mock us, some people will take the fun, but I promise you that we are starting to make a difference. People are phoning us and saying, I've just woken up. Taking them time, but nevertheless they're still getting there. They've been cocooned in their own comfort. And that is not going to last. We must be like a dog with a proverbial bone and not give up this fight until we have won. Because this is what's coming down the road.
Lord, help me, please. I don't know